Part 1 of Lecture 2. This lecture is titled Stages of the Scientific Research Process. The following flowchart will show you the sequence of your research process. First of all, you should identify a research topic. Then you can review a literature about your selected topic in order to find a research problem or a research question. If you have two groups, you can generate a research hypothesis and then you can design your study. After that, you can collect the data, analyze it, and then report your project. Every researcher should know in details all these steps and should be aware of all the problems that can be faced during the research. All the measurements of validity and reliability should be stated. All the errors and limitations should be clearly declared. Identifying a research topic. This part of your research is characterized by uncertainty because it's difficult and sometimes you are unable to identify which is a good topic for you. Generally, select a topic that is of interest to you, either personally or professionally or both, because the research process is time-consuming, and if you don't have an interest from the beginning, you will find your research is boring and uninteresting with time. Also start with a general idea. Don't start with a specific idea from the beginning because you will limit your source of information. But when you started from a general idea or a wide information, you can funnel it down later with time to be more specific. Review of literature. Review of literature is time-consuming and frustrating, but at the same time, it is rewarding. What does that mean? It means that as more as you read, lots of information you can get, which will help you in the future. Therefore, you cannot consider review of literature as just a chapter that can be finished when you finish writing this chapter. Instead, it's a continuous process. It's starting from selecting your topic and continues until the end of your project. It can help you in 4 ways. First of all, it broadens your knowledge base in your research area because you will have lots of information and this can improve your knowledge base for your topic. Second, clarify and focus your research problem because when you read more, you will find some gaps in the knowledge that can be considered as starting point for your topic. Also, it improves your research methodology, which is a very important point because your methodology can be based on other studies. So when you read more, you will find the limitations and the positive sides, and therefore you can improve your methodology. And finally, you can compare your results with other studies. Therefore, you can integrate your finding with the existing body of knowledge by reviewing the literature. Where I have to search to find the literature. First of all, books. Books are always a good source of information, of good quality, but not always up to date. On the other hand, journals can be up to date, but not always of good quality. You should always depend on reputable journals and peer-reviewed journals that have a reviewing panel before publication any article. The internet sources should be avoided in general unless if it's academic source, because lots of internet sources are not reliable. And finally, suggestions of previous studies can also help to find some studies that can help you. The non-peer-reviewed literature means that any material that is not subjected to revision before publication, like free journals, daily and weekly newspapers, online material such as Wikipedia. In general, try to avoid these information or these sources of information because they are not reliable. The criteria for a good research topic are: first, feasibility. That means the study or the research should be applicable, or it can be done within my capability in terms of cost, sample size, experience available, material and equipment availability. So I can find a good topic, but it's very costly, or it's not fit within my time limit of the study, or it includes material which is not available. So in this case, I have to avoid it. Interest. As I told you before, the subject should be of interest to you, but it also should be of interest to others and of interest to community. Because if it's not of any interest, it may not be worth to do it. Third, novelty and relevance. Novelty doesn't mean that the study has not done before. It means what is the importance of your study, how it can be used to advance the scientific knowledge or influence the clinical management or health policy. This is the most important. So, if it can add to the knowledge, this is a good study. And finally, a study should be or should follow the ethical principles that have been given in the first lecture. If these 4 criteria are available in any subject, you can go ahead and do it. When you select your topic, you can now state your research question or research problem.